Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing? So somebody had posted or messaged in one of the videos where I was briefly talking about keto and intermittent fasting, to kind of go in more detail. So this is what I'm going to do. This is what this video is for. Strictly keto and intermittent fasting talk. So I first experimented with keto roughly 3 years ago, and I did it for 6 months. My starting weight was about 265, and I was able to drop down to about 235. So I dropped 30 pounds. I did it for, like I said, I did it for 6 months, but I dropped the initial about 20 pounds within the first 6 weeks. I did it during, I don't know if you're familiar with the bodybuilding.com 250K challenges. I did that during that challenge, so it was from January until like April or whatever it was. It was a 12-week challenge. And in the 12-week challenge, I dropped about 20, I think it's 22 pounds. And I gained, I think it was like 3 or 4 pounds, maybe more, of muscle mass. And then I dropped, I think it was 7% body fat. So it was pretty good. The initial, like the biggest drop was the first 10 days. I dropped about 12, 13 pounds, and a lot of it was water weight, but it was nice to see that initial drop. It was very motivating. And it was pretty easy for me to stay with the diet, because I'm a big meat eater, and I do like kale and Brussels sprouts and broccoli and cauliflower, all that stuff, asparagus. I like to eat that. Throw some olive oil on it, fry it up in a pan. It's good to go. And so that wasn't too much of an issue for me the first time. Then I kind of got off of it. I had a surgery. I was taking pain pills, eating friggin' Chinese food, pizza, just bad food choices. Wasn't working out because of recovering from the injury. And I gained a lot of weight back and more. So I ended up getting up to 297 pounds, which that's what my current weight is now. So I'm actually starting keto today again. And I've been doing intermittent fasting, but I'm going to be a little more strict with the intermittent fasting starting today. So, anywho, I had gained up to 297, and I dropped again down to 258. I did another challenge with bodybuilding.com, another 12-week challenge the following year, and did keto, and I only did keto was able to drop that large amount of weight in the 12 weeks. So I was more strict than I was the first time, so I was able to drop the weight quicker. I was more familiar with keto, intermittent fasting. I think the first time I did the keto with 3 years ago with bodybuild.com challenge, I didn't do intermittent fasting. I did just keto. So now I did keto and intermittent fasting, was able to drop the weight down even quicker. Felt really strong in the gym. In that period, I did a 5-day fast just to kind of see how my body would do. I was having some, I was getting tired of the diet, the keto diet, getting tired of eating all the fats and the meats and stuff, which I never thought I would get to that point, but I did. And I was like, I just need to kind of reset my body. So I went and I just researched it and found that 5 days is the optimal fasting period before you have any detrimental side effects, any muscle loss, things like that. So I lifted each one of those days. I didn't do cardio, but I lifted, and I took branched chain aminos before and after and during my workouts. I got the sugar-free, zero carb, whatever, zero calorie stuff from GNC, and I felt really good. I actually felt stronger. The first day or two, I felt kind of lightheaded, didn't go super heavy, but after day 2, I went heavy, and I felt great. You would think that you would be sore longer, you would lose energy because you don't have the Well, I had already been keto adapted at that point. So it wasn't really, the biggest thing people have with going into fasting is if they've been on eating carbs already and then they stop eating the carbs, and you get the hunger pangs and all that stuff. But I was already keto adapted, so the carb thing wasn't an issue for me, and I felt pretty good. Kept my water intake high, a little higher than I normally had, because I was just trying to fill my stomach up, to kind of trick it into thinking so a little hack you can do to trick your body and think when you're fasting to think you're eating is, if you get a little bit of sea salt, pinch it, put it under your tongue, and then drink some water, your body will think that you've eaten food, and it will satisfy you for at least an hour or two. So during the first day or two, that's really cool, really good thing to do to kind of help you get through those first couple days. So that was something cool I learned. And I was drinking green tea, black coffee, like I said, a bunch of water, branched chain aminos, and yeah, that was pretty much it. I did this like lemon, cayenne pepper, water, and cinnamon. Yeah, lemon, cayenne pepper, and cinnamon water. Just kind of mess around with that. Just kind of do an initial, or like a cleanse type of thing. And it made me feel like I was eating, I guess, because it was more flavors than the tea and the water and the coffee. And that helps a little bit. I mean, I don't think it helped with weight loss or anything like that, but it helped me sanity-wise to get through the fast. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I'll give you more details on it. I did it for 5 days. It was really beneficial for me. I felt great. So for the intermittent fasting, I do 18 to 20 hours fasting, and then 4 to 6 hours of eating window. So like I typically will stop eating at about 6 o'clock at night and don't eat again until the next day around noon or 2 p.m. And technically, like, you could eat pretty much anything in that window and still be losing weight, but I'm doing the keto diet with that. So I'm starting out at 297. I'm going to see where I'm going to be at. And I'm also starting a new protocol with TRT. So we'll see how that all plays into everything, and see if I get really good results from that. As far as the diet goes with keto, I do normally my first meal will be like a breakfast type of meal. I'll do eggs, anywhere from 3 to 6 eggs, depending on what I'm feeling that day, and do the whole egg. I don't really measure it out, but it's anywhere from 2 or 3 tablespoons of some sort of oil, like coconut, or not coconut with the eggs, but it depends on what I'm eating, but either coconut, olive oil, or MCT oil I use sometimes too. And I'll have 3 to 6 eggs. I do very light cheese. I do dairy still, but I don't drink milk, cow's milk, because it has sugar in it. I drink sweetened vanilla almond milk if I do have it, so I can still have calcium and stuff. Plus I take multivitamins, plus I take fish oil, plus I take vitamin D on top of the multivitamins and everything else. So make sure you keep those in check. I also take potassium, probably 500 to 1,000 milligrams of potassium a day, because I'm not eating as much potassium. I don't really do any fruits. I'll just do asparagus, Brussels sprouts, kale, broccoli, cauliflower. Yeah, that's mainly the I do. And most of those are sauteed or fried with some sort of oil. The meats, I do all the meats. I try to stay away from like canned meats if I can, but sometimes I'll do like Vienna sausages or some Spam or something like that if I'm in a pinch, and fry up the Spam, or eat the Vienna sausages as like a quick snack. But I try to stay away from the nitrates and the sodiums, because that'll impact your weight loss and make you like retain water weight and all that stuff. And I do like try to get meat from the butcher, or just get the kind from the grocery store that has no nitrates or whatever. So I do probably steak once a week, chicken thighs, chicken drums and breasts the rest of the week, maybe tuna once, canned tuna. I'll do like 2 cans of tuna like once a week as well. And that's basically it. Like, I don't really get any real fancy with it. I did the Atkins bars in the past, and to kind of help me get through the sweet cravings, but I didn't really, I felt like it was impacting my results. So, and it kept me from being, I feel like if I'm either all in or not, if I'm not all in, then I kind of start to stray, and then I'll end up slipping up and having to, restart my keto process. So initially starting the keto, you go into a 2 to 3 day of the keto flu type period, and that sucks. And for one, cheat meal, it's not really worth that. So that's how I do it. I wake up, drink my black coffee, I'll drink water, get a workout in, during like the lunch hour, and then a couple hours after that I'll eat. I don't really do protein shakes. Sometimes I'll mix some kale, and it sounds gross, but I'll mix some kale and some almond milk and some like a protein powder. I get low carb or zero carb protein powder, and for a post-workout shake, if I don't feel like really cooking anything, I'll do that, or I'll do that in addition to like a meal or something if I need to squeeze in some more calories. But that's basically what I do. I just keep it simple. Keeping it simple, some people may not work out, but for me it works. I don't really have to think about food that much, because I'm only eating basically like twice a day or once a day, and that makes it easier for me in my busy lifestyle. And I really enjoy the fasting state. I have mental clarity. I feel better. I feel like I have more energy. So that's a plus. And I can pretty much just wake up, get my coffee, and just start my day. So that works out good for me. If you have any questions about anything, I'm going to throw up some before and after pictures from my previous keto experiences. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask me in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel. I'll get better with these videos. I haven't really been doing too much editing. I don't have that great of editing software, so I'm slowly improving on that. I'm sorry this video is so long, but I just wanted to kind of see if I could address and touch base in anywhere that anybody had questions about. So if I missed anything, just let me know. And like I said, comment below. All right, thank you. Have a nice day.